Rob, let's get it started with Aaron Rodgers. We know that maybe the biggest story in the draft. I mean, there were, Tua obviously going to Miami, and Miami had a nice draft. They should have. They had 3 first-round picks and, 14 overall, something like that. But outside of that and a couple of other things, I mean, the biggest story may have been Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers and their drafting of Jordan Love with the first-round pick. When Aaron Rodgers had gone out and said, I'm excited, I'm hyped, we're getting a skilled position player. They got Aaron Jones. I don't think he was thinking running back. I think he was thinking somebody I can throw the football to, and instead they went out and got another guy to throw the football in Jordan Love. And Brett Favre, history repeated itself, right? Well, you know the deal 15 years ago. Brett Favre is still the man. 35, 36 years old, still lighting the NFL up. You're getting a little older, but still playing great football. And they go ahead and they draft Aaron Rodgers. And he sees the handwriting on the wall and says, yo, y'all drafted him to replace me. And I'm not a mentor. I'm here to play football. He can learn on his own. I'm not going to hate on him, but I don't mentor. He's a football player. He's a man. I'm a man. I'm a football player. So that was the deal. And sure enough, 15 years later, it's happening to Aaron Rodgers in the drafting of Jordan Love. And Rodgers, 36 years old himself. And so Brett Favre went on radio today. What show was that? Rich Eisen show. And he said,
I never miss Rich Eisen's show.
Go ahead and finish it.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No,
I don't have to say the whole thing. Sometimes I don't have to say the whole thing.
Everybody knows. We've only heard that 75 times from you. But anyway, he goes on the Rich Eisen show, Rob, and he says the Packers burnt. Now, mind you, Rob, first he said he has talked to Aaron Rodgers since the draft, okay? Now, he did say, I'm not going to share the conversation, but come on. Everything he said, it's got to be somewhat, if impacted by his conversation with Aaron Rodgers. So he says, the Packers burn a bridge. They burnt a bridge with Aaron Rodgers. Then he says he doesn't think that Aaron Rodgers will finish his career with the Green Bay Packers. And you know what, Rob Parker? I agree with Favre. Where you at?
But you're not stepping off the ledge or anything because most quarterbacks don't. It depends on how long Aaron Rodgers wants to play. That's all that it has to do with. So many. We can name, Chris, we already know all the great quarterbacks, including Joe Montana, who was 4-0 in the Super Bowl, who didn't finish in San Francisco. So
right.
that's not stepping out on the limb. Brett Favre didn't. Joe Namath didn't. We could go. Peyton Manning didn't.
Tom Brady's not.
Tom Brady.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's
right.
That's not a
more,
big.
Johnny Unitas didn't.
Johnny Unitas is one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Am I right? So that's not
very
news.
Very few. Terry Bradshaw did. Roger Staubach. But yeah,
that's not news. Most guys don't, and it just depends on how long he wants to play.
So then you just think, because I got a strong thing I want to throw at you about. I want you to get your opinion out. But let me ask you this: you just think this was no big deal?
No, I don't think it's no big deal. The point is that they should have gotten players for now to help in the first round. Here's a guy who's not going to play. That's my only issue. If they drafted him later, Chris, I don't have a problem with that. That he needs some other players. You just went to the NFC Championship game. You didn't have enough when you showed up to play San Francisco. You got your butt kicked. That's what you need to be adding. That's my only point. And this is the other thing, too. People could say, oh, Aaron Rodgers, this and that. All I know is I watched Aaron Rodgers in that playoff game. I think it was when they beat Seattle. And I saw the big third down throws he made with less than 2 minutes to seal that game. And as a team, they were 9 for 14 on third down, and Aaron Rodgers made a lot of key throws. That right there showed me he's still capable of doing what he needs to do.
My
goodness. And I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers, if they get him the right players, will win again for Green Bay. I see Aaron Rodgers having a resurgence, winning 2 more Super Bowls. Mark this down.
Gosh.
Mark this down.
You don't
Aaron Rodgers
You're trying to make
will win 2 more Super Bowls and finish up 3-0. And with all his other numbers, people will take a look at it. Just like Tom Brady had the second win after going 10 years without winning the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers will win 2 at the end, and that'll change the way you look at him. Remember, I told you that.
Yeah, I remember that. Just like I remember you saying in 2012 that Tom Brady was done. Done. 4 Super Bowls later.
Or like when you said Dak Prescott was elite when they didn't even make the playoffs.
Oh, no,
is that what?
En route. I said en route.
Why, is he still there or did he crash?
Yeah, he's en route.
Did he crash?
He's en route.
He ain't en route.
He is.
8-8 or whatever they were terrible. He was
so we
bad.
have records against cats? Because if you want to talk Carson Wentz, we can get that on later.
No,
let's not even go there.
In NFL America who thinks Dak is elite. You're the only one.
I don't. En route. Do you know what en route means?
He's still on track. He's still on track.
ROUTE.
Yes,
he's
on
on track.
On track. Okay.
After the 30 touchdowns and nearly 5,000 yards, yes, he
against
is on
nobody.
track.
What about when the game matters?
Against NFL play. All right, look. You're trying to get me off subject.
No, I'm not.
Because you know I'm about to destroy what you just said. The fact of the matter, you can sing all the praises you want about what Rodgers did against Seattle in the divisional round. What about the next week? Huh? What did he do against the hardcore defense from San Francisco? Nada. He did nothing. Oh, he did a stat Padford, to use your favorite phrase, in the second half to make the numbers look good. But when the game was in the balance, he was awful.
So you're blaming him. He had all the protection in the world. He
not
had all
totally.
the protection in the world, and he just didn't make the throws. Is that what you're saying?
He
is that the
didn't
game you
play
saw?
well, Rob
Is that the
Parker?
game you saw?
That's
I'm
what
asking
I want.
you.
I want you to play well.
Did you see that? Is that what happened? Like he had protection and he couldn't make any throws.
So why are you blaming Tom Brady all the time?
I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking you about this game.
He didn't play well. Did he play a good game? Did he play a good game?
The team did not play well. Didn't give him a chance to play.
Did he?
As well as
really?
he could have. Yeah, I don't think
he didn't play well. Then you just said it. He didn't play as well as he could have.
I thought that when you look at the Packers, and that Seattle game was definitely one of those games.
Why are we talking about Seattle?
Because that was a
meaningless
game.
first-round game.
No, it wasn't meaningless.
Divisional round.
It
Don't
not.
give me that.
Seattle's
Mr.
a
Short
good team.
Menu. You're
Seattle's
Mr. Short Menu.
Seattle's a good
wins
team.
and losses, but when it comes down to Rodgers, you want to talk about divisional titles.
If they don't get those third down plays by Aaron Rodgers, they don't win that game.
Okay, wow, yippee. What's the difference? Then they would have saved themselves a shellacking in the next round. Aaron Rodgers, who never throws picks, threw 2 in that game. So stop it. Lost a fumble in that game. One of his 3 fumbles, I might add. And you're blaming it? Look, I'm not blaming it all on Rodgers, but don't sit here and act like he had no time. It wasn't his fault. It was his fault just like it was the rest of the players' fault.
I didn't say it wasn't his fault, but I'm saying it was more than that. You could go ahead with your phony narrative and make it like it was just Aaron Rodgers had a bad game.
He did have a bad game.
But there was upfront and different stuff where San Francisco was coming at him when he barely got the snap of the football. So don't make it
was that one of his fumbles?
It might have been.
The one that they were hitting right in the hands and he dropped? That one you talking about? The one that some people tried to say hit the center?
On the way, hit the center.
It hit him in the hands.
It hit the center cellulite on his thigh.
Here's the deal. The Green Bay Packers see what everybody else sees, except Rob. Aaron Rodgers is falling off. Now, I hope he can rebound and play Aaron Rodgers type football next season, but the last 2 seasons, he has not been the Aaron Rodgers of old. Everyone's not Tom Brady. Everyone's not Drew Brees. They're not going to be good at 40. And they see the handwriting on the wall. Aaron Rodgers last year, when it came to passer rating, it was the 3rd lowest of his career since he's been a starter. It was his lowest since 2015. QBR, he was 20th in the NFL in QBR. He had his lowest QBR of his career. They see the handwriting on the wall, and they're saying, we're about to be a running football team. We're about to be a running football team. They went out and drafted a running back, even though they got Aaron Jones. So that's what this is about. Brett Favre's on the money, and probably because, he got a little info from Aaron. But he said it. If Aaron doesn't now, hopefully this will spark Aaron, light a fire under him, and he'll come out and be the Aaron Rodgers of old. But this guy has been throwing the football for the Packers the last 2 years. Not bad, but not great. And that's what this is all about. They think he is on the decline. And so they picked this successor. Let's see if Aaron changes that narrative. All right, in the next 5 years, is Aaron Rodgers more likely to win 2 more Super Bowls with the Packers or be on a completely...
That's not the question we're throwing out.
All right.
Not the question.
Is Aaron Rodgers going to win 2 more Super Bowls? 2 more Super Bowls with the Packers. Apparently, he's playing until he's 48.
Can Aaron Rodgers win 2 more Super Bowls before his career is up? That's more. That's what I'm telling you.
Or will he be on a completely different team? All right, let's get to the calls, Rob. Aaron Rodgers, 2 more Super Bowls or another team? 877-99 on Fox. What do you say?
All right, Jeremy in Texas. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
What's up, guys? Welcome back, Rob. Missed you, man. You're
Appreciate
back in the saddle. Hey, check it out. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to win another Super Bowl with him being the reason. Right now they're going to the ground game with the Green Bay Packers. That's what's working. Aaron Jones killed it last year, and that's the reason they got where they got last year. Aaron Rodgers himself, as far as the passing and him being the starting quarterback, no, they're not going to make it again. They're going to that run design, run first, pass later, and Aaron Rodgers ain't going to succeed in that. And if he does, he's going to call audibles, try to make run plays into pass plays just because he's there at the line to try to change it up. But
they wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have won the playoff game if they didn't throw the football and have a guy who can do it. You can run, but you still need a quarterback to make certain throws. You cannot run your way to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I get you, but they wouldn't have made the playoffs last year if it wouldn't have been for Aaron Jones. It wasn't.
Well, but it was a whole different offense, and it was a whole different offense, and that's what Aaron Rodgers had to learn last year. That's what they want to do, and that's fine. That's what the coach wants to do. But Aaron Rodgers can still play. And if he's in the right situation and given time, he'll be just fine. Trevor in Sacramento, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for taking the call.
Yep.
So I'm with Rob on this, man. I mean, if you give Aaron Rodgers the talent around him, I don't see why he can't win any more Super Bowls. Now, whether that's going to be in Green Bay or not, I don't know. But based on how they draft, doesn't look like it's going to happen in Green Bay. But I just think it's funny that everybody rides this coattail of Tom Brady. He went over to the Bucs where they have all these weapons, and now they're a Super Bowl favorite. But you actually look at his QBR last year, worse than Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Look at his completion percentage last year, worse than Aaron Rodgers.
Keep telling them,
slightly.
Slightly.
I mean, you act like it was a big difference. It wasn't
still
much of a
worse.
difference.
It's still worse, Chris.
I'm just saying his stats were worse than Aaron Rodgers. He goes over to a loaded team on offense, and now they're damn near Super Bowl
Well,
favorite.
maybe because he's proven he's a winner.
Nah,
How about
ain't
that?
it.
How about that
Trevor,
he's proven he can win?
Trevor, that's a
Rodgers
great.
has been
That's a great call, Trevor.
Super Bowl, been
That's
to one Super Bowl.
That's a great call, and that's what it is.
Trevor, study
it's always,
up, baby. Study up.
Trevor came with the goods.
You just glad to have some.
Max in Georgia, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Max?
Hey, what's up, Rob? How you holding
we
up?
We know
man?
what Max is doing.
Robin.
Well, thank you very much, Max. I appreciate that, and I'm
Go ahead,
hanging
Max.
in there,
Come on.
man.
Hey, so I'm going to try to stay on task. I think the Packers, this is on par. We look at what they did with Favre to Rodgers. This is what they do. I think Rodgers got the short end of the stick. I think he's going to leave, and I think he's going to wind up in a Rams uniform or a Carolina Panthers uniform. And having said that, I want to just add real quick, I like Love. I'm going to pull a Chris. I like him, but I don't love him. And the reason why I don't love him is because last year he fell off in the stats. He threw bunch more interceptions. He was
17
touchdowns shy. I don't think there's a lot of upside for that guy coming out of Utah State. We'll see if I'm wrong.
All right. Well, look, for the record, who was the caller? Chester before Max?
Trevor in Sacramento.
Trevor. All right. Anyway, he said that Tom Brady had a lower QBR than Aaron Rodgers. Wrong. Aaron Rodgers' QBR 50.4 last year, 20th in the league. Tom Brady's QBR 53.7. I'm telling you, you got to get your facts straight. You calling up the odd couple.
Marty in Kentucky, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Marty?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
What's up, man?
All right, how you?
I can't complain. I love it when y'all talk about Aaron because Rob always gets fired up. I see a lot of this differently than everybody else is playing it. I could see Rodgers winning another Super Bowl. Two, kind of unlikely with the size of his contract. I do see him retiring with Green Bay. And I think some of the moves they've made, like going to the run game more and getting a backup quarterback in the first round, could possibly be more of a deal where these guys are wanting a healthy Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, and they want a guy that could lead them to 500 if Aaron had to set out 5-6 games. And they want to run the ball more so they can keep him healthier because he is one guy, because he showed it in 2011. I know he's a little younger, but when he's healthy, he can carry a little team to a championship.
2011?
Yeah.
That's 9 years ago.
Tom Brady went 10 years without winning the Super Bowl, Marty. But Chris doesn't want to talk about that part.
Look,
Tom
Rob,
Brady went 10 years.
I will
10,
give you, yeah, 10. And he's won 6.
He lost to
right?
Mark Sanchez.
He's won 6.
He lost to Baltimore.
At least he gets there.
But those were playoff games at home. That's not getting there. I'm talking
Rodgers
about when they
lost to Jimmy Garoppolo, for goodness sake. Slow down.
No, he lost to Jimmy Garoppolo's defense. That's what
he lost to Jimmy G. I'll give you this, Rob. I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Rodgers wins another Super Bowl. He's still a good quarterback. My only point is the last 2 years he's been in decline. I'm not saying he can't bounce back. I actually said, hopefully this puts a chip on his shoulder and he has a great year again. But the last 2 years, he hasn't been great. He's been good. He's been above average, but not the Aaron Rodgers of old. I think they see that, and they got insurance in Jordan Love.